How's it going, folks? So I haven't been with you in quite a few days. I did take a video the day before yesterday or something. I didn't have my camera, so I used my cell phone, about clipping pastures, and I don't know if that's going to get posted or not. I don't know if I've got time to edit it or not. We'll see. But today, as you saw from the beginning little clips there, got some things to take care of. So yesterday, if you happen to watch the last video that I put up about those cattle feeders that I made, yesterday I did get those put out into the pasture with them and went to the top of the hill where our cemetery's at and fed pretty much all of them were up there. There were about 4 cows and some calves that were back down here at the house, but everything else was up there. And got some eyes on some calves that I hadn't seen in a little while, and got eyes on one that I had never seen before. So we did have a new calf, but the ones that I hadn't had an eye on in some time have got pink eye now. So in that video about clipping pastures that I took a couple days ago that I haven't put up, I kind of talked about the benefits of clipping the weeds and tall grasses down that cattle aren't going to eat, because they're going to put their face down through that tall grass to get to the short stuff that they want. And that's one of the big contributors to pink eye, is cattle scratching their eye on that tall grass and the tall weeds. And once they get that little scratch in their eyeball, then bacteria can get in, and then that's how pink eye gets started. Unfortunately, the cow that I darted the other day for pink eye, her calf now has it, only in one eye, luckily. So hopefully this medicine will take care of him. There's another calf that has had it. I don't know when he may have got it. I'm too far behind on him. I don't know. Both eyes are pretty cloudy. Hopefully some of his vision will come back, but you know, a lot of folks don't even do anything with pink eye. You just kind of leave it and let it run its course, and you can do that, and that, for the longest time, that's what we've done here. But having this dart gun makes it so easy to be able to just go out, give him a dart of some antibiotic, and it's better in a couple days. But him, I didn't get my eyes on him in time, and it may be too far gone to even worry with giving him some medicine. The other downfall is now I'm out of medicine. I've had enough left for 2 3cc darts, and that's going to be about it. So hopefully we don't find any more. Did have a cow that was out. She's been out like every day this week, and I know where she's getting out. It's just a wire that's not hot, and she's just jumping right over it. We're going to fix that today too. Here we go. Well, I don't know how well this is going to work. I got a cow pushing me from behind. What in the world? Hey, quit that. So, calf, one of them, is right here beside of me. In this creek, and I'm gonna have to go up this bank here, I suppose. I don't know of another way out of here. I got cows behind of me, so let's just hope it actually works. And that's why I like this machine. I'm gonna spend a whole video talking about this thing at some point. So that was cow 506. If you look at this cow, and you probably can't see her, she's going in the woods right now. I don't know what her deal is. So that cow, she's really a first calf heifer. So she, at one point she was a little skittish, but since she's had a calf, she's just turned about crazy. I don't quite know what's going on with her. And one thing I forgot at the house was fly spray, and these gals need it. So I'm probably going to run to the house and get it and come back. Watch out, dude. Go get another bucket. But these flies, you can see just how, well, I don't know that you can see or not, but they're not the greatest. This chick right here is a little spooky too. And evidently that guy is too, which I was blowing a fly out of my face and went scared. Let's get them some more here. One more bucket over there. I'm probably going to just go ahead and give it to them. Not everybody's here. Kind of split apart. I did get one of the calves I needed to get. The other one is the calf of that mama that took off up the hill, and that calf went with her, but that ain't hers. So for my own records for later, that was calf 506. Don't you kick me, boy. That was calf 506 with 3 cc's of medicine, and the other one I think is 510, something like that. I'm gonna have to go searching for him though. Don't have a clue where he's at. He's probably up here in the edge of the woods somewhere, because that's where Mama went. So yes, we'll go looking for him. Also, the new calf isn't down here. His mama's here, so he's probably hidden in the weeds. If I could just figure out where he was at, we could get this little task taken care of. But I'm gonna cruise around this thick grass here and see if I can't find him. In case I don't post the video about, there goes a calf walking up through there. Oh, that's the one that I just shot with a dart. I see it hanging out of his neck. So there must be some up there in the shade as well. That's where he went. But this field is the one that I clipped the grass and weeds on the other day. And you can't really tell how tall it is, but it's still probably 8 to 12 inches high. I'd ran into a friend of mine who watches the videos, and he asked me what clipping weeds was. So I tried to explain it to him, and I thought, well, you know what, I'll just take a video for him. And so I tried to on my phone the other day, but like I said before, I don't know that that'll get posted. But these feed bunks are working out perfect. It looks like there's plenty of room for everybody, so that's a plus. I did have to go back and get some more washers. If you watched that last video and you're wanting to make use of some of these, I ended up using another bolt that I had found, and it was an inch or just a hair under an inch, and they worked perfect. So go with that size bolt if you watched that last video. But anyways, if you didn't, I was able to make what came out to be 58 feet of cattle feeders. So it's just these barrels like you see here, like you just saw me pouring that feed into. I was able to make all of them for about, since I had to go back and get washers, think it got it up to $12.50, we'll call it. I checked the price on feeders. They're $209, I think it was, for one that's 10 feet, and I've got 58 feet of it. So you do the math there. If you watch that last video, I did do the math for you. Well, just had a cow go in it, and she didn't break it, so that's a plus. Well, I'm gonna carry on with my travels and leave these gals to it. I am gonna need to come back with that fly spray, because these critters are covered. And I just did it not that long ago, so it's something you got to stay on top of. Between the grass and the flies, that's what gets your pink eye. So that's why I'm trying to stay on top of it. Here's that poor calf again, running along the top of the hill here. So that's the calf I was telling you at the beginning of my video that I was behind on getting to him. He honestly is just about blind. Now he can get some of his eyesight back once some of that cloudiness goes away that's in both of his eyes. But as of right now, he just about can't see anything. And he doesn't quite know where to go, which is sad. But hopefully that medicine will take care of him. I did hit him a little far up. Still got him in the neck where I'm supposed to get him, but I got him a little far up, but he's okay. But we'll take note of what the date is and what his number is and how much medicine I gave him, and we'll see what happens in the next couple of days. So I'm going to go look for a calf, I guess. Just a little bit of a chat about what we've got right here. So in this little hedge here, okay, there's no fence line in here. This is just where what's the word I'm looking for? Management stopped. Okay, management stopped right at that tree line. And then slowly, as years went by and years went by and years went by, this is what we've got. Okay, and these are, let me stretch my little selfie stick out here. So I'm going to back my camera up here. I'm 6'2". You look at the size difference of me versus those bushes. So when I say management, what do I mean by management? Well, right out here in the field where I did clip the briars and I clipped the tall grasses and the weeds that were growing, there was a lot of things growing that were those plants right there. So the mass majority of the bushes that are in this big old mess of junk, the mass majority of it is multiflora rose and Japanese barberry. I'm looking at both right now. So this kind of dark purpley looking color here and the green one right beside of it, that's going to be the Japanese barberry. And multiflora rose is right here. Now, every video that I've ever posted and I've ever mentioned the word chemical or mentioned the word spray, someone has sent a comment in the section pretty much telling me how I'm messing up. Pretty much every video. And I'm not saying it was one specific person. I'm just saying someone has. Now, these two plants are not native to North America. Okay. They were brought here for a different purpose. Japanese barberry, I don't know if it was brought here to be a landscaping plant, but that's what people use it for now. In fact, lots of you that may be watching this might have them in your yard right now. Multiflora rose, a story that I have been told is that they were used in Ireland or England as a natural fence. Is it doing that now? Yes, it is. Because they grow so large that a cow won't walk through it, a sheep won't walk through it. Well, the problem that you have, and I'm going to start this machine up for just a second, and I'm going to pull forwards, show you something. So right here, I'm parked beside one that I mowed over 2 days ago. Okay, so this was a pretty good sized bush. That's about its widest point up there is probably about 5 foot across, 4 foot. Well, the problem that you've got is you've got plants growing that are not native, right? And a 5th grade science lesson that I've taught many times about this very exact plant, or both of these plants, and this farm is the word competition. Okay, and everything in this environment here is competing for something, and all of the green stuff is competing for sunlight and water, okay, and space. Well, if you look down at the ground here, you've got all this grass, you got clover, you got fescue, you got orchard grass, you got maybe a little bit of timothy popping up here and there. You got all these different plants. Some are weeds as well, but they're still supposed to be here. I want you to look at the difference of this area versus this area. You notice this is all brown. Well, the reason that's all brown is because that huge bush shaded out every bit of sunlight and has a giant dead circle around it, right? Well, if you introduce things that aren't supposed to be here, that are going to grow bigger and require more sunlight, it's going to win the competition, right? And it's going to kill out the things that are supposed to be there, like all these native grasses like you see behind me, all the green, right? Well, even though I mowed this bush right down to the ground, I put the bush hog on top of it and let it chunk it up. These back in here are so big I can't even get a bush hog on them. Okay, it's going to take like a mulcher on the front of a skid steer or a bush hog on the front of a skid steer to go up on the top of it and just mow it down from the top. Okay, this one was big enough for me to get the bush hog over top of. But if I leave this like it is right now, it'll grow right back. Okay, so mowing bushes and mowing these different weeds out here, it helps for a minute, you know, and then in a couple weeks it's just going to start growing right back. And that's where sprays come in. That's where chemicals come in. You can overdo it, and you can spray things that don't need to be out here. But for me, it has a purpose. And that main purpose is to get rid of these dadgum things that are taking over the planet. I mean, if you look out into this field, every big green clump that you see, that's what you're seeing, is more of these bushes that are trying to pop up over there. There's some, there's one, there's one, there's one, there's one, and that whole the whole fence line over there, where the woods line starts, is this bad right here. It's probably 15, I'd say at least 10 yards deep from me to the fence line, and it goes all the way up that hill from down about where my finger is all the way to the top. Okay, and that's going to happen if it's not managed. And I can go around and I can mow it, but that's only going to do good for, like I said, just a short amount of time, and it's going to come back. So if you want to do some research on chemicals, lots of folks just read the word chemicals and instantly think that it's all bad. Okay, but my main reason of using it is killing invasive plants that aren't even supposed to be on this or in this whole country, right? They're not supposed to be here. They're not supposed to be growing here. They don't need to be growing here. It's killing plants that these black things over here need to be eating. They don't eat this. They won't. Okay, so just keep that in your mind next time you have a discussion with somebody about chemicals. Don't instantly put yourself on the bench of get rid of all the chemicals in the world. They're killing everybody. Because if everybody stops managing their property, we're screwed. So when I started this video, before I'd even done anything, I had gotten that cow out of the pasture, out of the hayfield, and put back into the pasture where she was supposed to be. Well, after we've gone and done our outing checking for bad eyes, came back, she was already out again. So it is time to fix this hussy once and for all. And it's obvious where she's coming from. Let me turn this around here. So this is the back side of the barn. Now I gotta fix the barn door here. That old roller is broken, but up here at the top is what I was getting at. But if you look right here in this ditch line, and I've been meaning to let them in this ditch line all summer long to eat this down, but you can see she's just coming right over this spring gate. And the reason is there's no electricity on it, which I don't guess I should whisper because she knows now. The others don't. She does. So I think the way I'm going to fix this for now, because it doesn't take much engineering to do, and it is going to work for now, I'm just going to put up 2 more of these spring gates. You know, if you've watched any of the old videos or older videos, I had an issue with running just one of these and them jumping it, and so I went through everywhere that I've got spring gates now, all out here and back around the other side. I've gone and put 3, and then I went back and made sure that the power was all good, which, like I said, here it's not. But step 1, I'm gonna get this up then, and I'm pretty much out of time. My wife just sent me a message, and I've got a grocery pickup at Food Line, so I can't stay too much longer. But I'm gonna whip 2 of these up real quick. Won't take too awful long. Ouch, something bit me. So something I've learned is with these cheap spring gates that I get off Amazon, The plastic is not very good, and if you just if you try to just screw the little insulators that it comes with, if you try to screw those right into the wood, you end up breaking the plastic insulators. So here's what they look like. This right here, if you end up screwing this, you've got to get one of these little adapter pieces here, and it goes in there like so, and then you can put this in your drill and screw that in. But if you don't drill that hole first, you end up breaking this plastic. So if you're going to be putting up some of these spring gates, be sure you do that first. It saves a lot of troubles. Well, it is time to go pick up groceries. Not everything that I wanted to accomplish today got finished. There is still one dart and one tag here in the cab of the side-by-side. But I'm just going to leave it in here in hopes that maybe tomorrow both problems will show their weary head. Thanks for watching, folks. I'll see you on the next one.